Hey everybody, welcome back. Another rainy Wednesday today. Back in the shop working on my 67 Chrysler Imperial, the 440 big block. Oh, hey there. The water jackets are all full of rust. So I got myself some Evaporust. I got the freeze plugs all pulled out of this, and I'm going to spritz the passages with the Evaporust, and then the directions say leave it sit for 30 minutes and wash it. I don't have running water out here to wash this off, so I'll spray it down with some carb clean. But just gotta open our bottle here. Just gonna, come on now. Just gonna spray down the inside of everything. Well, you can see it eating right there. I don't want to fill it to the point of overfilling. I already brushed these holes to try and remove as much rust as I could manually, but if I can chemically treat the rust, then I'll be further ahead with when I go to start this up and run coolant and everything through these passages. I can hear it running out. It's running out of one of the freeze plug holes. My game plan is that once I get everything stripped down, there it goes running again, I'm gonna actually spray some up inside these freeze plug holes to try and get as much coverage with this as I can, and hopefully just sitting in here will start to eat some of that rust down. I've got some paper towel down on the floor to help, or not paper towel, but packing paper, to try and catch this as much as possible. But you can see that it kind of filled that passage right up. But game plan is to let this bake in here for, half hour or so. And then we'll come back and spray everything out with carburetor cleaner, and then douse her down with WD-40 to try and prevent any future rust. See that that's all just real rusty looking running out of there. I know I'm not gonna get everything with this method, but the hope is to, you know, kind of set myself up for some form of success with this, so that my coolant system doesn't end up chock full of rust when I go to fire this up for the first time. So alright, well, we're about out of that. So I'm gonna let that bake in there for a little bit. I'll come back and hose her out with some carb clean and spritz her down with some WD-40, and I'll show you that when we come back. Alright, we're at about 30 minutes, so we're gonna just use some brake clean and try to wash everything and get that cylinder so that it doesn't get the schmut from the and then we'll get in here. Might need another can of brake clean. Yeah, we need another can of brake clean. Luckily, I've got a stock. Alright. Hit that again. Hit that again. Come down here and try to get in there as good as we can. So the hope is that that will at least slow the rust down and brake clean evaporates. So I'll give that a little bit of time. But those all look a little bit better, and we'll hose her down with some WD-40. It's hard to see without a light. Let me see if I can turn a light on here. I don't know, but just trust me, it looks better. There's still some shit in there, but that's all. That's all right towards the front. So we'll hose her down with some WD-40 and try to prevent any future rust. So thanks for coming along. Like, comment, subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.